Welcome to brand new beginnings, rebooting and reinvigorating. Of course, you know that my name is Karen, and I am going to talk to you today about fresh starts. In this special new beginnings training, we'll discover what it means to make a fresh start, why new beginnings are essential, and simple ways that you can reboot your life. So you're going to want to grab a pen and paper for this very interactive training. You can put the video on pause and I'll wait till you're done. Okay, great. Life is full of cycles and phases, and most of us experience many of them over the course of our lifetime. Every one of these cycles has a beginning, a middle, and an end. As one cycle comes to a close, it signals the beginning of another. These points of transition are golden opportunities to clear up what was, accept what is, and step very enthusiastically into the new opportunities of what will be. Dan Wilson of the band Semisonic said, and rather eloquently, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Sometimes the cycles and phases of our life are action-packed and we're going and we're growing, we're full on, we're getting things done, we're making things happen. Some are more spacious. They feel calm, and those times are a wonderful time of reflection and imagining for what comes next. These times are also important if you've recently made a big change, like changing careers or getting married or divorced or having a new child or even moving across the country. To have a life that's filled with peace and flow and joy, meaning, and one that makes you feel filled up, it's important not to become stuck in any phase, not to become complacent for sometimes years on end. And then you're just going through the motions, just surviving day to day until you wake up and you realize that you've been living your own version of Groundhog Day, where the same old thing happens day after day after day, and there's no change in sight. If you've been feeling a little stagnant and you are ready for a new phase, a new cycle, a fresh start, a new chapter, a blank page in your very own book of life, designed the way you want it to be, then you are in the right place. This training will give you a little reboot that you need to launch into the next phase of your life. I have some exercises that will help burn away the old and make room for you to step into that new. So let's begin. First, let's start with closing out all the old mental browser tabs that you've got open. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you've ever noticed that when you close out a lot of the windows and browser tabs that you've got open on your computer, then it will run a whole lot faster and a lot smoother. Your mind works in much the same way. So if you're anything like the majority of us, then you have a lot of little unfinished tasks lying around, and they're kind of on the very edge of your awareness, but they are all competing for your attention. The small, unfinished things, the quiet distractions that make it harder for you to think very clearly and to move forward in an empowered way. So, your first task today then is going to be to open your notebook and make a list of every project that you currently have in progress. Everything that's incomplete, every idea that's been hanging out in your maybe pile or your someday list, every bill that's not paid, every message that's not sent, or every email that's just currently in draft form. Whatever it is that's waiting for you to finish it, whatever is half finished, whatever is undone, write that down now. So just take a minute to complete this task. You can put this video on pause while you do it. And you may not be able to write down everything right now, but you can always come back to this list and complete it later. But just write down everything now that you can think of. Great, you're back. Now, just put a little box next to each item on your list, just big enough for a check mark. You can pause this video while you do that, or, just take a few seconds now to do it if your list is not very long. Now, I'm sure that you can already see that some of these items can just be ticked off. Their, time is up. Their time has passed. So go ahead and draw a line through all of those things now. So as you go through your list, you might feel a little surge of energy as you're crossing things off. And that is the power of the purge. Next, you'll start to see that some of these tasks can be knocked out in 5 minutes or even less, while others might take a couple of days. I want you to commit right now to checking off at least 3 of these items today. Pick 2 easy ones. That'll give you that little bit of momentum that you need, and then choose one that's a little more difficult. And that one will then give you that big boost of completion energy, that little extra surge of power that is essential fuel for your transformation. Think of it like pruning a bush. As you trim away all that dead weight, you become a little lighter, a little springier, and very soon there are new leaves and blossoms. So take about 30 seconds right now and just mark the 3 tasks that you will commit to completing today. So just pause this video, circle those 3 tasks. Okay, now that you have freed up some space to operate, I want you to put down your pen or your pencil, whatever you're writing with. Sit back in your chair, feet flat on the floor, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears as you inhale, and fill your lungs. Breathe all the way down into your belly. And now just let it all out. And do that one more time. Inhale fully, filling up your lungs right down into your belly, and then exhale. Now, keeping your eyes closed, shake out your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then just let your hands fall right into your lap. Take another deep breath and inhale again all the way down into your belly, and exhale slowly. It is now time for newness, for new beginnings. So with your eyes still closed, I want you to look through a big picture window and see another version of you, one that's just a few years older, one that's living your picture-perfect life, one that is deeply nourished, full of meaning and purpose, your ideal life. Now simply watch this version of you as this version of you moves through your day. Where do you like to eat? What do you like to eat? What do you do in the morning? What kind of books do you read? How do you spend your time? Are you with someone or are you alone? Who are you with? What adventures do you go on? How do you give back to your community? What community is around you? And what do you do with your free time? Now, imagine that you're doing something really exciting. It's edgy and fun, exhilarating. What is it? Who are you doing this with? What makes your heart happy? Now take another deep breath and very gently open your eyes. Now turn to a blank page in your notebook and write down everything that you just saw, everything that you experienced, from the ordinary to the mundane and the spectacular. Write down everything that you witnessed, especially anything that was a bit outside your comfort zone. I'll give you a minute to do that, and you can just pause this video while you do this. Okay, as you wrap up your writing, what did you see this other version of you doing that you do not currently do? Write it down. If you need more time, just pause the video and take the time that you need to write this down. Now, look over this list of what you observed. I want you to simply pick one thing that really stands out to you and circle it. I invite you to try that thing this week, purely for the sake of broadening your perspective. So take a few seconds to do this now. Now, before we go any further, I want to offer you this gentle reminder. Trying something new does not mean that this has to be your new thing. Trying new things is about shaking yourself out of old patterns, inviting in new things, letting the wind of change blow into your life. And if this scares you, good. That is fantastic. Being scared just means that you're about to do something really brave, something outside your comfort zone. Rebooting almost always requires a bit of bravery. Once you're done with that experience, journal a little bit about what it was like to step into that something new. What feelings came up for you? What did you learn from it? And when you're done with it, pick another one and give that a go. Okay, let's take another deep breath, filling up your lungs and all the way down into your belly, and then letting it all out. Exhale. Great job. Now we are coming to the end of our time together here today. So, we have done a lot. So let's just take a moment to celebrate that. Um, Way to go. I am giving you a high five. We have gotten clear on the importance of new beginnings, and we've addressed any potential that you have to get stuck. You made a list of your unfinished projects. You purged off unnecessary items from your list. You prioritized what's most important, what you're committed to checking off, and you've gotten in touch with your ideal self. And you've also committed to trying something new and exciting this week. So your reboot is well underway. Now, there is one more thing that I want to cover. Support. As you grow into new expressions of yourself, you are going to want to rally your allies. Call your friends, talk to your therapist if you have one, or, reach out to your coach. Line up your support team who are going to cheer for you when you're successful. They're going to encourage you when you fail, and they're going to help you when you need to brainstorm new strategies when you run into an obstacle of some sort. New beginnings are so fun, they're exciting, and they require you to become more than you were before. As you do that, your personal support network can help you reach the finish line with any of your goals. New beginnings can feel very scary, and it's nice to have someone who can share that experience with you. All right, that is everything for me today. Thanks so very much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.